Lido Loca presents the weekly cruise ship COVID report. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Lido Loca. I'm your host Tony here with the weekly cruise ship COVID report. What I've done is I've taken the latest data from the CDC and I've tried to massage it in a way that I can present it to you so that you know which cruise ships out there have cases on board, which cruise ships are being investigated by the CDC, and which cruise ships are in the green, as it were. All right, let's start off. Let's look at the dashboard. Just a reminder, cruise ships are reporting this data to the CDC on a daily basis. Once a week, the CDC compiles this information and publishes this dashboard. The data that we're looking at here was compiled on March the 31st, 2022. And we see at that time there were 105 cruise ships operating in U.S. waters. 104 of those cruise ships have voluntarily opted into this program. One cruise ship has not. And then they've been split up into the different color codes. Reminder, we've got 5 colors: green, yellow, orange, red, and gray. Green cruise ships have had no reported cases in the last 7 days. Yellow have had reported cases, but not enough cases to be under investigation. Orange cruise ships have reported cases on board, and the number of those cases are high enough to trigger a CDC investigation. Red cruise ships are when things have gone really bad, and then of course gray cruise ships are cruise ships that are not participating in the program. The numbers this week reveal we've got 33 green cruise ships, 33 yellow cruise ships, and 38 orange cruise ships. That means out of the 104 cruise ships that are participating in the program, 71 of them have had reported cases or are dealing with cases. The timing on this thing is always a little weird. Cruise ship has to go 7 days without any reported cases to turn back to a green status. So when you're dealing with these yellow and orange cruise ships, they could be somewhere in that cycle. If you go to this webpage where the dashboard is published, there is a column that tells you where they're at in that cycle. The interesting thing for me trying to scrub this data off of that dashboard, it's all manual entry. There's no export of data. So just to get the data that I have, I'm having to do data entry on all of these data points. But I do have some more data to show you, particularly if you want to know which ships are what color. Let me show you that. Okay, so those are the ships in the different color categories. I do have some trending data and some other thoughts I want to talk about, but before we get there, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. We had a good month in March. We added 5,000 to the number. We're trying to get to 18 million, and we can only do it with you. Are you brand new? My commitment is that I will give you good, valuable cruise content on a daily basis. And if you could help us out by hitting that subscribe button, that will help us get it out to more people. 18 million. Be a part of the Lido Loca army. Appreciate you guys. Thank you in advance. Now on to the trending data. Here are the highlights for the trending. 105 ships reporting this week, 104 participating, 1 not participating. That's 4 less ships that are reporting this week. Ships with no cases, the green cruise ships, they decreased by 11 ships this week. Ships with cases not being investigated, the yellow cruise ships, they stayed the same this week. Ships with cases being investigated, orange, increased by 7 ships this week. That means that 65% of the participating ships operating in U.S. water are dealing with cases on some level, and 36% of the ships participating in U.S. waters are under CDC investigation. Now, let me make just a few more points about the CDC and COVID and cruising right now. Of course, the CDC dropped the travel warning for cruising, which is good. They still recommend that people are vaccinated before they go cruising. And along those lines, there was a second booster approved this week for people that are immunocompromised or people that are 50 years old and older. For high-risk people, there are places that are already giving out that booster. Quick look at the reported COVID cases here in the US. Of course, they're way down. We are waiting to see if there's any impact from the latest Omicron variant. But what we know about this latest Omicron variant is it's very mild. And so there's been infections with this variant that people have had no idea. You're going to continue to see infections on cruise ships because there's regular crew testing. Of course, anybody that presents themselves to medical not feeling well, you're going to get a test. There's pre-cruise testing. And so I do believe that you're going to see, continued numbers inside the cruise space, but I think you're going to see the overall population numbers continue to trend low or to trend down, depending on what happens with this new variant. It's a big old pile of data. It's a bunch of stuff to consider. I share this with you so that you have the same data that the CDC is looking at and the same data that the cruise lines are looking at when they're making their cruising decision. Please don't let this data frighten you. Please don't let any knowledge frighten you. I worry sometimes. I see so many people that are like, oh, I don't want to know anything. Ignorance is bliss. No, try to keep yourself informed. That way you can make the best decisions for yourself, and this should alleviate your fear opposed to increase your fear, I would hope. That's what I think anyways. All right, that's your weekly cruise ship COVID report. I got to get out of here. It's cruise day. I will, probably next time I see you, I'll see you on a cruise ship. This is Tony for Lido, Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.